When we first heard about Junayd coming from England, we didn't know what to expect. I didn't know what to expect. It was coming at the end of the tryout period, and I had already picked up and committed to a goalkeeper and wasn't 100% sure I was going to add a second goalkeeper. It was a possibility, wasn't sure. And when Junayd came, it was pretty obvious pretty quickly there was something there that we could use on our team that would benefit us as a team, and I thought immediately we had to make an offer to have him play with us, and it was a good decision because he was able to jump in and connect with the team right away and be an impact for us immediately. So Junayd's goalkeeping abilities, he's got very good hands. He has quick reflexes, so he's able to deflect balls over the top when needed. He's able to catch balls at different angles, and I tried to focus a lot this year on all about the hands instead of taking the ball off the body. I like goalkeepers personally that can catch it in every situation, and there was a big improvement in using his hands and keeping balls and not just parrying balls away and giving up second shot opportunities. So that was big. His coverage of the box from side to side, post to post, as well as side to side of the box was very good. Decision making on when to come out, when to challenge 1v1, and his fearlessness to come out and take on a player was big. He came up big this year with some saves that kept us in games and helped us win games, and the games where he was not as successful were breakdowns in defense that left him exposed and no opportunities to recover. So his goals against this year were 95 to 99% defense oriented, and maybe 1% adjustment that could have done something differently. But overall, his coverage of the box, his ability to get to balls and to cut off angles was very good, very good. How you interact with players on the field and off the field is very important. As we went through the year, as I said before, he fit in real well with the players, but to see as our training time has come to an end and as he's leaving our team and headed back to England, to see the players' reaction, to see how they feel about him as a player and as a friend off the field is huge, because there's very little time to really truly get to know a kid and get to know another player, and for them to be able to connect that quickly says a lot about his personality and his openness and acceptance of others as well. We had a goalkeeper when we found out Junayd was coming, and we were going to have a chance to look at him and see if he was going to be a fit for the club, and obviously that was easy. But what we didn't really realize is the impact that he would have on the other goalkeeper. So the other goalkeeper was athletic and fearless, but inexperienced. He didn't have the technical abilities that Junayd had, and he didn't have just the experience of a select level play. And right away, they connected, and I had told them, y'all need to be best friends and fiercest competitors. Y'all need to compete with each other, and your job is to make the other one better. And it was great to see the impact Junayd had on him and the instructions that Junayd gave to him. So I was able to fix things, but at the same time, Junayd was able to talk to him, goalkeeper to goalkeeper, and help communicate. You know, if you just do this, it will make it easier to transition here. Or if you work on at this angle instead of this angle, it would be better. And the good part of that is we had another goalkeeper that was very receptive to instruction and took it well. But it was great to see that relationship where they're competing for playing time. But at the same time, they were very open to, I want to make this one better. And Junayd used not only his goalkeeping experience but also kind of a peek into the ability to coach a little bit and to help train and make improvements in somebody else. So it was a two-way in some areas, but really the majority of it was from Junayd to that other goalkeeper to make improvements in him. And it was great to see that relationship and again the competitiveness and the friendship that came with that. So that was very important to the team as well. The attitude of a player to me is just as important as their ability. Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard, and that's what I tell the players all the time. If I have a player that has the right attitude, it makes a huge difference. And Junayd, from the start, was passionate, committed, and worked hard. And then from a team player standpoint, he fit in with the players, he got along with the players. It was within a couple practices, it was as if he had been playing with us for a few years. He came to practice sometimes exhausted from Michael Johnson's, trained him hard, pushed him hard, and I said, get your gloves on, we gotta get started, and he jumped in and we hit it hard again. So sometimes he put in the 5 hours of training and then came to me for another 2 hours of training, and had the right attitude of time to go to work, time to do it. And when it came time to play, same thing. He came in with the attitude of focused, loved to communicate with the players, was very coachable, so I was able to communicate what I wanted, and he, if needed, made adjustments and didn't have any issues. And that's to me a player that is willing to take instructions when he does make a mistake, and it is something that I feel like I need to elevate my intensity toward him. I got nothing but positive response. I got clear communication, and I never had the attitude of don't talk to me like that, or I'm better than that, I don't need your help. It was always well received, and he was very, very willing to make an adjustment if he needed to. From one coach to another, the recommendation I'd have is that he can fit into just about any soccer program. I've watched all three of my kids go through college soccer, and I've watched players, and Junayd definitely has the ability to play at the next level. He, again, will adapt to the playing style of a team. We play in multiple formations in front of him. We change to 3 or 4 different formations, maybe more throughout the year, and that affects the way he has to cover space and cover areas, and he did that very well. So I think at a collegiate level or any other level at the going up, he can adapt to the players, he can adapt to the style, he can adapt to the formations that they're playing, and still be very effective. He will continue to develop as his experience continues, as we see the different level of play. He will continue to be better the next game, and better the next game, as we've seen this year. So I think as the training intensity at the higher levels increases as well, he will respond to that very well and will push himself, as we've seen this year with the training that he's gone through. He's willing to push himself, and at the collegiate level, you have to be willing to do the extra work. You're training when you go into college and you think you're in shape and it's the best shape of your life. You're not in good enough shape yet. He is almost there, probably ahead of most kids his age in the fitness standpoint, because of the training he's received, because of that extra effort that he's made. So I think fitting into a college program, he would do very nicely, very well. Probably the best way to describe Junayd is he's a fun-loving kid that really fits into a crowd, doesn't have to be the center of attention, but is okay with it too. He isn't afraid to cut up and clown around, but at game time, it's a different face. It's a different Junayd. It's serious. He's focused. He's committed. He works hard. He doesn't like mistakes. He doesn't like his own mistakes. He is forgiving to a player that makes a mistake and will work with them and talk to them and help make them better. But at the same time, he takes control of the game, and he does not like to make a mistake on his himself. When the game's over, if it's not a good result, there's the frustration. But he's able to leave that at the field and not take that with him and change who he is outside of soccer. He's still that kind of kid that you want around, that you want to hang out with the other players. And at the same time, I think there's still a little bit of internalizing, knowing I want to be better, I want to do better, and he thinks through, even off the field, I think, what could I have done? What should I have done? And that makes him total player at that point. But what I like is off the field. He is great to be around, and the players responded to him very well. So we're going to miss him a lot.